Instagram CEO Adam Mosseri is set to testify before Congress today. The head of the photo-sharing app is expected to field questions from lawmakers over the allegedly negative impact the platform has had on the mental health of its younger users. Earlier this year, a whistleblower came forward and leaked troves of company documents to the Wall Street Journal. She accused Instagram's parent company, which was then Facebook, of being aware of the harmful effects the app had on teens and kids who used it. Instagram has denied the allegations. However, in a last-ditch effort to appeal to parents and lawmakers, the company unveiled several new safety measures on Tuesday. Instagram says the latest changes are aimed at better protecting its younger users. CBS News technology and politics reporter Musaddiq Bedard joins us now with more on this. Hi, Musaddiq. So Instagram says it's been working on these new safety measures for a long time, but they only just unveiled them yesterday, just in time. Walk us through this. What do these changes entail? And frankly, is it a little too little, a little too late?
Well, Tanya, it certainly helps to have new safety initiatives you can point to when the Senate subcommittee investigating Instagram for alleged harms caused to teenage users gets a chance to question the CEO of the platform. Of course, it'll be Mosseri's first time testifying before this Senate panel. The same Senate panel has had a chance to hear from other experts, including Frances Haugen, the Facebook whistleblower, and Facebook's head of global safety, Antigone Davis. And this is all significant because they are considering moving forward with bipartisan legislation, and they have a lot of questions for Mosseri. He will likely point to these recent changes that were announced yesterday. One of them allows teenage users to set a notification for themselves to take a break from browsing on the platform if they've been on it for too long. Mosseri will likely also discuss upcoming changes that he announced will be released in March of 2022 that will allow parents to have more control over what their teenage children see on Instagram, how much time they spend on there. For example, they will also be able to get notification when their children report somebody on the platform for things like bullying and harassment. And so Mosseri's argument today at this hearing is going to be that they've been working on these safety changes for a long time, and they're going to continue to improve on them as these lawmakers get their first chance to ask them some tough questions.
Okay, so remind us exactly why this hearing is happening, why lawmakers are talking to Mosseri. What are you expecting to hear from him? And what is expected to change all of this? I mean, because this isn't the first time, we've had a social media grilling on Capitol Hill. What's the end game?
That's right. There have been several hearings this year. This all kind of kicked off in September when the Wall Street Journal first reported that Facebook executives were aware that Instagram was causing harm, particularly for teenage girls. They had internal research that showed some of these harms. For example, 1 in 3 teenage girls attributed worsening body image issues to their experiences on Instagram. There was another study that looked at a small group of teenage girls who had previously reported having suicidal thoughts. And in that small subgroup, 6% of the users in the US and 13% of users in the UK attributed their suicidal thoughts to their experiences on Instagram. And so we can expect Mosseri will push back against these accusations that have been thrown at Instagram and Facebook in the past, that it chose to put their own profits ahead of the safety of teenage users. He will argue that they have been working on safety changes, and that is their goal. He will also likely argue that they conduct these research studies to better find better experiences for their users. He'll say that some of recent changes, like the ones announced yesterday and others in recent months, for example, that automatically default users under 16 to have private accounts. He'll say that these all came about because of internal research and because of user feedback. And he'll also argue that this is an issue that expands beyond Instagram. Of course, earlier this fall, the same Senate panel heard from Snapchat, TikTok, and YouTube executives. And so Mosseri will argue that there needs to be industry-wide tools that regulate these companies, specifically on how to verify age, how to provide more parental controls. And we can expect all of this to be a big part of the conversation in the hearing that's expected to start just in a few minutes.
And, you know, as we were just going over, obviously, this is just the latest social media platform to have all of this called into question, you know, by lawmakers. And the photo sharing app has historically denied all of these allegations, you know. But is the Senate committee ready? Are lawmakers ready to actually come up with some parameters? It's been a while now. It's clear there are some issues with social media, especially when it comes to younger Americans. And it's clear that there does need to be some regulation. I mean, even Jeff Zuckerberg has asked for regulation. How long is it going to take for that regulation to actually take shape?
Well, Instagram has pointed out that they've been calling for updated regulations on the social media platforms for years now. And Facebook has said the same thing, that they want the lawmakers to be involved. You know, what we can expect from today's hearing is lawmakers will want to know how much Facebook and Instagram executives knew about the alleged harms that the platform was causing, when they knew it, and what did they decide to do about it. Of course, Instagram will argue that they are continuously improving the platform, and that's their goal. But lawmakers want to know why it's not already that way. Why is it not already safe? Why do a lot of teens complain about social comparison on Instagram? Why do they have all these mental health issues that they attribute to their experiences on the platform? And so you will expect that lawmakers are going to keep drilling down on this, especially as more and more younger users, specifically those under 13, grow up with phones and grow up with access to the internet and start joining these platforms. We can expect this legislation to come in the year ahead because there have been several hearings, and this committee wanted to hear from Mosseri. They wanted to hear from Zuckerberg. This will be their first chance to question Mosseri as they continue to work towards this legislation to regulate these platforms.
And there will be a lot of interest in this hearing for sure. Musaddiq Badar, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Tanya.